Hello everybody, welcome to another Pokébeasts mini episode, and this is my first mini episode in a long time actually. This video has been on the side for a while now, so I'm very happy to get the main recording done, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Anyway, let's start it, shall we? Can I just say, I am incredibly sorry in advance for mispronouncing all of these names. The Po'oli, or black-faced honeycreeper, was a species of bird that once lived specifically in the island of Maui in Hawaii. It was discovered in 1973 by a small group of researchers from the University of Hawaii, who made a surprising discovery in the remote mountains of Haleakala, a new species of bird unknown to historical collectors or Hawaiian oral tradition. The Po'oli was named after the Black Mask by Karine Pukui. She was a renowned celebrity in the Hawaiian culture. However, anecdotal observations suggested a decline in the Po'oli population due to increasing habitat damage caused by feral pigs. By 1997, only 3 known individuals were known to exist. These 3 birds had home ranges within the Hanaui Natural Area Reserve and the adjacent Haleakala National Park. In September 2004, a male was captured and transported to the Maui Bird Conservation Center. He was old and only had one eye. On November the 26th, 2004, despite attempts to help the bird, he died. The other 2 individuals were last seen during this time but were never seen again. I chose the Po'oli as I wanted to try making a Pokemon from an extinct animal that not many people know about and were a recent extinction. Plus, these animals were fairly cute despite the little hook on the end of the beak. And yes, admittedly these are very sad, these very recent extinctions. But yeah, it's funny that most of these are caused by human activity, these extinctions. Anyway, yeah, now it's time to see what this Honeycreeper would look like as a Pokemon. Po'oli once spent most of their time in small colonies in the forests in Alola. However, their numbers mysteriously declined. As a result of this, Po'oli are considered a legend among the locals. Patterns on its wings are a mystery, and any attempt to analyse these patterns came back with no results. Yes, I wanted to tie it in with Alola because Alola is based on Hawaii, but I also wanted to try and explain the absence of the Po'oli. For the design, I wanted to mix the Gen 1 style with the recent Pokemon like Fletchling. I wanted it to look confident yet friendly with a little bit of cuteness. This combined with the Po'oli's plumage makes a very solid design. I know the colours are somewhat bland, but you know what, I'm very happy with this. It doesn't have to look extremely vibrant. I think sometimes more subtle colours but very interesting patterns really sell a design. Of course, you wouldn't be able to use this Pokemon with its weak stats. However, it has a surprisingly good special defense. For abilities, Po'oli would appear to be a bulky sweeper. Big Pecs helps this Pokemon retain its stats as long as it doesn't use stat-lowering moves on itself. Keen Eye ensures that Po'oli's accuracy isn't lowered, and for its hidden ability, Po'oli has Gale Wings, which gives it an edge despite its 55 speed, with a bonus of Stab. Maybe this Pokemon could work in OU with Gale Wings and an Eviolite or Choice Scarf set, but I personally doubt it, but that would remain to be seen if this ever does get into a simulation of sorts. According to ancient civilizations of Alola, Rani is the embodiment of vengeance. It acts aggressively against humans, Spoink and Grumpig. They can make their bodies transparent and move through solid objects, although it has trouble with metals and plastic. Rani is named after the sun god Ra, but that is where the correlation just about ends, I think. Rani is the spirit of Po'oli, full of hatred. I wanted to make this design resemble this, with some reptilian features for a bit more of a demonic aspect to the design. For stats, this Pokemon is frail but is fast and powerful. Despite the frailty, it does have 2 immunities. For abilities, if your Puli had big pecs, it now has Cursed Body, giving this Pokemon more of a defensive option. Keen Eye is now Insomnia, preventing this Pokemon from ever sleeping unless Rani has its ability changed. Finally, if you had Gale Wings, it has a new ability called Puli Vengeance, which is a powerful ability that boosts Rani's special attack and speed by 2 stages if it swaps in from a fainted Pokemon's place. Although this only works if that fainted Pokemon was a Ghost, Normal or Flying type. For moves, definitely take advantage of very powerful moves such as Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse and Fire Blast. I also want to include a new move called Transparent Cloak, which is a +1 priority move that halves the damage of any move inflicted on Rani for 1 to 2 turns. While cloaked, it can go through moves such as Protect and Detect. So does that make this Pokemon a little bit too powerful? Well, we'll see about its evolution. Believed to only be of legend, Cataly has brought so much in aid to many regions, including Alola. It has brought fire for cooking, rain for crops, land for settlement, and defeated powerful Pokemon that ravaged homes of people and weaker Pokemon. Cataly is a powerful pseudo-legendary Pokemon that has aided many events across the Pokemon world, although it wasn't always successful. Anyway, I designed this Pokemon from a mixture of influences in mind, such as Disney's Maui and his hawk form, an osprey, and a Hawaiian bird that I forgot the name of, but I'll put on screen here. But yes, I did intend for this Pokemon to be some kind of demigod that is powerful yet compassionate. For stats, Cataly is one of the most powerful bird Pokemon, if ever canon. Great offensive stats, good bulk, and great speed. For abilities, it again depends what you had for Rani. For Cursed Body, it is now Steadfast, benefiting from flinching. Insomnia remains the same as Cataly, which fits into the lore of it not sleeping for over a week, especially for long battles. For Puli Vengeance, Cataly has another exclusive ability called the Spirit of Cataly, which is a powerful ability that activates when it's hit by a super effective move or its health is below 34%. When the ability activates, it begins to glow a bright blue and all of its stats are raised by 1 stage. Dang rabbit. Plus, it is immune to opponent inflicted stat reduction and status moves. So that means if it had Curse or anything that is self-inflicted, it still gets affected by that. For moves, I wanted to both be contextual and just crazy. With a variety of moves to choose from, it is up to you what set to use. Support, Sweeper, Trap Setter, or even a Glass Cannon. Personally, I would go for the Spirit of Cataly as that is just a mental ability. Have a Focus Sash or Berry that reduces super effective hits, and have the following moves: Roost, Earthquake, Brave Bird, and Close Combat. Of course, you can go with whatever. The only main downside I can think of is that it suffers from what I think is referred to as the 4 move syndrome. Again, is this too OP? Can it be in Ubers? I don't know. I hope so. I mean, imagine this thing fighting alongside many legendary Pokemon like the Island Guardians. Are they in Ubers? I actually can't remember. But that would be cool to see it fight alongside that, or fighting alongside, or fighting against the Giratina. That'll be a sight. I don't know. That'll be cool. So you may be wondering how these Pokemon evolve. Well, I think Puli can be found late game, but you can get an opportunity for an early Puli with a hidden ability by a event or as part of the story. Basically, I wanted to make it evolve in specific circumstances for the sake of the story, having it evolve alongside the trainer. Puli evolves when it is defeated at a location associated with death and loss, and Rani evolves when at a sacred location of sorts. I was inspired by the fact that the last Pulis were on Maui, hence the obvious connection. I was also inspired by Cosmog and how it evolves alongside the story, although Puli I wanted to be more personal with the trainer. Overall, I wanted a narrative of both death and rebirth, kind of like a phoenix. I hope I did it well, and personally I'm quite proud of these Pokemon. Although yes, I get the fact that Cataly's legs are a little bit tiny. They're a little bit small, but you know, he flies a lot. Is it he? I don't know. And here are their shinies. Primarily inspired by the Osprey with the Mediterranean aesthetic. To be honest, I always strive to make shinies good, and I wanted to make every shiny feel worthwhile if you ever wanted to shiny hunt these Pokemon. By the way, would you like to see my attempt at fixing shiny Pokemon? But there is a YouTube channel I know that does cover that sort of content, which I'll put on the eye icon here. If this is the ending I'm going to go with, then I just want to say I'm very proud of this video. I'm just very proud of doing all of this. It's just nice. The thing with mini episodes for me is to try and find animals that I just know subconsciously that no one would likely use. Because while everyone's going to be choosing the more infamous animals, I want to just focus on the lesser known animals, because I think in a way it's nice to raise awareness, but it's also a personal challenge to try lesser known animals. And that's what I'm going to strive for. There's going to be one exception to that, but there's a personal reason, and I am making compromises for that as well. But either way, I do want to make people aware that extinction is not an old thing, it's constantly happening. There's always new animals being extinct. And admittedly, it means my catalogue is bigger. That sort of does mean that we're getting less variety nowadays, and that sucks. I would rather my list not grow any bigger. So I just want to end this video just quickly saying, please, if you can, support any charities that are helping maintain our biodiversity. I hope to do my part one day, but the best I can do is this, which may be enough, but maybe not. Either way, just please do what you can. This world is beautiful. We don't know how lucky we are in this universe. Let's do our best to make sure life continues as long as it can. Blimey, so if I don't use this, then oh, what was I thinking? In the past, present, or even future, you'll see you there. Bye. I think it's just Pokemon that's left, isn't it?
You forgot about
yeah,
Halloween.
I'll see you there.
Thanks, Colton Crimson, for the scarf and glasses.